Everything and everyone is on the table. There's so much to do, it's hard to put a label on Wednesday Warble with the best frog.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wednesday Warble. I am your host, the frog from the place, and today we have with me Lunsar. Say hello, go introduce yourself or something.
Hi, I'm Linsar. I animate stick figures here and there, and my favorite color is blue. And that's it.
It is true. It is true. Let me throw the banner in there as well. I hope you don't mind. I put a little bow tie on your character because it's a special event.
Yeah, no, that's
you know?
fine.
Yeah. Special event and all that. You got to dress up.
Swag.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, Lunsar's been an animator. I remember actually first time I remember interacting with you the first time is before anybody at the Sync Discord knew about me. So I remember at the time I was like, oh, this is the guy. This is one of the guys. Oh, I gotta make a good impression.
I remember when you told me about that. I was like, whoa, he thinks that highly of me. Because at that point, I was like, I was still pretty new to it too. Like you were you've been in the community longer than I've been.
That's what I think was the wildest thing to me, was realizing that I was in the community longer at the time that you had been. So I was like,
yeah.
What? But this is the guy.
I mean, I don't know.
This is him. This is Himothy. But yeah, but yeah. So anyway, yeah. Today's interview. I noticed. Yeah, I will say a lot of people have probably noted there's been a lack of warbles. And big reason for that is because of how big the Warble's been getting. I've been taking somewhat of a break from it. The Warble is supposed to be an excuse for me to talk and to talk with people and stuff. And so I felt like it was getting too official, if that makes sense, for a bit. So yeah, today actually I'm really glad, Lunsar, that you agreed to it, because you're one of the people that I talk to more casually. So
yeah.
It just feels like this is a good way to get back into the Warble energy. Like I'm feeling replenished. So, but yeah, so don't forget everybody to stay till the end of the Warble, or if you're listening to the recording, stay to the end of the recording, because there will be announcements regarding next week's Warble and some other special info that I will be releasing. But for the time being, let's go ahead and jump right into the questions. First and foremost, Lunsar, how long have you been animating?
So that is a really, really great question. Because of I normally say I started animating January, February 2020. Because that's when I started focusing on self-improvement and just overall just trying to get good at animation, But in reality, I made my first ever animation in 2013. Fast forward a couple years, I started animating again in 2016. With Flash, back when I first heard about the dojo.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've known about the dojo since 2016, but I tried even animating back then, but it was I was getting really demotivated since I was since I was so new, I was so bad. So I was like, oh man, I'm too bad. I'll probably just pick this up in a couple years. So it'd be it was just on and off until 2020. That's when I fully kickstarted my animation career, I'd say. So yeah, final answer 2020, January 2020.
That's cool. I get you. So wait, so you would say you've been animating for about 3 years then?
Yeah, 3 years.
Okay, I see.
3.5 to be specific.
What exactly got you into it? What made you say, I want to try this, basically? What was the initial, getter?
The spark.
The spark. What lit the spark?
So, it was just finding out about the dojo. That's what really got me into man, I want to try this. I want to do this. So I remember some of the first ever dojo videos I've ever watched was Obstacle Course Collab 2 and the Defend the Diamond from Shuriken. And so I was like, yo, wait, this is cool. I want to do this. So I tried it and I'm like, never mind, I'm bad at this. and then a year flashes by, and then I come across a tennis channel back in 2017. I'm like, wait, this is really cool, synced animations, and I just wanted to do synced animations pretty much. I always thought that was a really cool concept. So I always like that was like one of the first like things I got good at when I first started animation was just synced animations.
Uh-huh.
So that was pretty much what drove me to like start and keep animating, which is a bunch of synced animations.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I see that. Um, I remember. I'm trying to think of one of the first animations of yours that I ever saw, but like, it's like one of those random ones that you just memories you can't really think of at the moment.
Yeah.
But I do remember how. Another question though, the in regards to the top hat and all that business, I feel like plenty of people will want to know what is the inspiration for blue stick figure with hat.
Okay, so surprisingly, I actually haven't gotten this question a lot. Normally, people just kind of roll with it. But back, I'd say like 2018, I was trying to think of like a character, because like, you know, how everyone always had their characters and like their OCs. I'm like, I want a character. Like, I want a character.
Right.
So I'm like, I was like thinking like, okay, my favorite color is blue. I could just have a blue stick figure, and then like I was like thinking, I was really brainstorming. I wasn't really good at character design, so I'm like, I'll just give him a little hat, like a fedora, because that's why I wanted that's why he's named Fed. It's just basically short for fedora.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I
But
didn't know that.
people kind of turned it into a top hat, but either or pretty much works as long as it's a blue stick figure with a black hat. You know, it's still
Gotcha.
recognizable either way.
I got you. I got
Like,
you.
I'm fine
So
with
it was
either or.
originally. So originally it was supposed to be a fedora.
Yeah.
You went with one of the hardest hats for most people to animate or draw.
I mean,
I hate drawing fedoras. I really do.
yeah,
Oh.
no, it was it's just like it could be honestly any type of hat. It doesn't even matter. It could be a top hat. And honestly,
Beanie?
that's what I go for now because it's easier in
What about
terms
a
of
beanie?
shape. A beanie? beanie's kind of pushing it, but
It's on the border.
it's on the very border. I mean, I guess it could classify. It's just gonna be kind of weird. At least that's how I see it. It just seems kind of weird.
Ink. Oh man.
No.
On recording, on camera, ink. What out of code? But yeah, no, I get that. I get that. What would you say was what kept you going with this? Because obviously, once you start getting into animation, one quick second could give me 5 minutes to entertain people.
Okay. Hi guys. I don't know where Cam went. So how you guys doing? Your opinion on America's current political market? I plead the fifth. One second, I'm DMing someone. Okay. I said random words in an order. I thought it made sense. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. You realize I'll never probably know what you just said for this duration that I've gone.
Oh, I was talking so much trash about you. Like I was talking so much.
I will never know. I've actually never checked any of the recordings where I was gone. I've never.
Yeah,
so,
I caused your whole server to turn against you.
Everyone hates me now. Every single one of
Exactly.
them. This is now we're changing the name of from the Lily Pad to the Loonsar Pad.
Yep. It's all mine.
Wait, actually, real quick, what's the name of the cat? Actually, that's a question I meant to ask as well. Where did the
really?
cat come from? Why the
Okay.
cat PFP? What is his name again?
So,
I forget.
It's okay. So the name, like the meme, is Floppa. Like,
Floppa,
it's
that's
just Floppa.
what I was looking for. Yeah.
But it pretty much okay. So like someday back in like 2020, I'd say, I changed my profile picture to just an image of this Floppa cat, and everyone was just kind of like associating me with that picture because I had it on for a while, I guess. So so people just kind of started like roping in those two, and I'm like, okay. I mean, like I was all for it. I didn't really like see an issue with it, so I kind of was just like embracing it, and I thought it was kind of funny.
I do remember when you changed that PFP. I don't remember what you had before that though.
It was probably, I remember like here, I'm gonna put some images.
Put some images. Oh, speaking of which, I did forget I'm supposed to say this as well. Keep in mind, for everybody to know, this is recorded. Text that is sent in the Wednesday Warble channel will be seen in the recording when it's posted, but GIFs, links, and images and emotes do not show up. Yes, Ink, for real. So what you said is on here eternally.
It's written in history.
It's in history now.
Okay. I'm just gonna put this picture just so you can see, or just so everyone else could see. So this was I remember this was the original picture that was like my profile picture.
Oh
That
my
was it.
goodness. Yeah.
That's what people like most associate me with. And then before that, like what happened was like, or like even before that, I remember like I used to have this profile picture. So
I remember that one too.
Yeah.
Oh,
a bunch of people, like a bunch of the people I've met, like ever since 2020, know both of those profile pictures.
yeah, almost every single one that I can remember of most of your PFPs are almost always something, an animal of some sort looking incredibly concerned. Or I think there was one time, didn't you have like some like fan art that was done of Fed that was like, it was like top quality, like it was some really good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Speaking of top quality Fed art, hold on. Before I ask my next question, I gotta. There you go. They can't see it on the recording, but I remember the birthday gift.
Oh my god, I remember that. Yo, this is heat. I can't even lie.
Oh man. That was one of my first time doing perspective actually with my.
Oh really?
Well, it was when I was trying perspective with lineless, and it was one of my first like perspective with lineless that I was really happy with. So yeah. But yeah. So let's see. Next question. So another thing with animation. So as an animator, there's a lot of things we like. There's a lot of things we don't like. It's a time-consuming process. But what would you say is one of the tricks or one of the things that you've learned about animation that is your favorite tip, or one that was like the best, made things easier kind of tip? Like it's like this bridged a gap that made things, you didn't have to take the long path anymore for certain things. What was one of the biggest tips that made things so much easier for you that you would tell to other people?
That's a pretty good question. I mean, for me, the way I would answer that is like mostly, preference based, because I feel like this doesn't really have to apply to anyone. More of just it applied to me more because I thought it was easier. But when I first started animating, I remember I would always do body first, then head. But eventually I figured out, and I know that a lot of people do that still, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, animate however you want. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I remember I would watch, like, time lapses from, the animator Kale?
Yeah. Oh, I remember you watching the streams all the time.
Yeah. He's one of my animation inspirations, but yeah, no, I'd watch some of his time lapses and I'd see that he'd copy and paste the head first and then draw the body all on the same layer. And I'm like, that seems so much more easier. Let me try that. And then when I did that, that really is what like caused me to like get faster at animating and just like, oh wow, I can actually do this much more quicker,
Yeah, no, I get you.
I'd say that's the best form of like
figuring out where you want to begin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I remember, it's like, do you think like it also changes depending on the certain things that you do? Because I know whenever I animate if I'm going to do lip sync or if I'm going to be doing small motions, like a top shot, I always do the head first. But actually, even when I do the glorified now, I do the head first now. Huh, you rubbed off on me, bro. I'm inspired, man. Oh, stop it. Let me see. Then, what?
Can I actually add on to that? What I mean by head first is that so when I'm drawing the frames, I would draw head, like I would paste the head and then draw the body, then hit F7 and move on to the next frame. That's what I mean.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because I know people like just like animate the head first, like F6, and like just duplicate the frames. I don't know. That's just something that works for me. Although I do just entirely like head first when I'm doing like subtle movement and character acting. Like that's when I do head first only.
I do. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Another question in regards to that. The when you animate the head and the body, do you keep them both on the same layer?
Yes.
Okay. Do you make the head a symbol though?
Depends.
Mm.
Because
Depends on
like I
what.
kind of, funny thing about that, I kind of like just either forget to make it a symbol, or I just feel like I should make it a symbol. Like there's like no need for it.
Mhm.
Because like I animate with object drawing, so I kind of just like control C the head whenever I need to get the head, instead of
Uh-huh.
just like just taking it from the library. I don't know. It's whenever I feel like it, I'm just like I feel like I should make this a symbol.
No, I got you. Got to get a head of the game. I'm sorry, I had to.
Exactly.
But yeah.
No.
But yeah, no. Another question I had for you though, what would you say is your least favorite aspect of animation? The one thing that you wish, like something that you can't get past, but you wish you didn't have to deal with when it comes to animating.
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, let me try and like think of an answer to that, because like there's a bunch of stuff about animation that I don't really like. I mean, I don't know. Sorry, repeat the question.
What is one of your least favorite thing? What is something you do not like? What do you not like the most about animation? Like the process of making an animation.
Oh, so I feel like first starting the animation, I feel like that's definitely the worst part about start like doing animation, because it's very easy to get demotivated so early on, and that's
Those first
mainly the
five
thing that
frames are crucial.
Exactly. Yeah, no, literally, because I kind of like I tend to have really quick judgments, and whenever I'm starting a project or I'm just animating something in general. So I just tend to like either get really demotivated about how something looks and just kind of scrap it altogether, or it ends up looking kind of good and I just keep pushing forward.
Right. No, I get that. Makes sense. That makes sense. When the start, you would say like the beginning of it is one of the harder parts to deal with. Like just getting yourself, like you
Yeah,
get
just
an
getting yourself like
idea,
started.
because you get an idea, you start, and then
Because
you're like, do I want to do this now?
Yeah, because at least for me, it's all those ideas that you have in your head, and you're just trying to capture it all into like one animation and just try and like focus on that. Because there's a bunch, because like at least when starting like a big project, like a full length per se, you
Uh-huh.
don't like. For me, I don't really know what I want, so it's kind of hard to like figure out what I'm going for, you know?
Loon stars don't know what they want. You know, I get you. I get you. um, so moving on to a slightly different aspect of the animation stuff. I've noticed you've done classic stick figures, you've done glorified stick figures. Would you say that you have a preference between the two? And would you say that would you say that either one is necessarily better in any sense? And if so, for what reasons?
I definitely prefer stick figures over glorified, because I feel like it's just easier to animate. And to go to the second question on whether or not one's better, I feel like it's hard to say which one's better. I feel like it's kind of like it's very opinion based, that question, because anyone could say either or. It just depends on which one you're more comfortable with.
What's the best flavor
But
of ice cream? Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. At least in my opinion, I just think stick figures is better, because at least when you're doing glorified, you have that like predetermined, motion. Like you have a good understanding of motion before you go into glorified and full body. So I feel like that translates well. But that's my only argument for that. I don't know.
I understand you. I understand you. On a more software area, what would you say so far what programs or softwares for animation have you used, and which one would you say is your favorite?
So the two animation, actually, I've used a few animation programs. Like I used, what was it? Beginning like, I remember I used Pivot, Stick Nodes, and then Flash, then Animate.
Okay, so you've used a few classic
Yeah,
ones.
and
Yeah.
then Flipnote. That's another one, but I don't really
You've
use
used
Flipnote that much. I use it like
Okay.
a couple times,
Okay, I
like when I was
see.
like 6 to 9 years old. But I feel like I'm most comfortable with Flash and Animate.
No, I get you. I
But
get you.
But before actually trying to get good in Flash, I tried stick nodes, and I made a few animations on there, but it was the UI was still pretty limiting because I was still used to just Flash with the layers and everything. I don't know how people do stick nodes. I can't.
Yeah, no. I've seen,
Like, I've seen so many great animators on stick nodes. I just don't know how.
yeah,
you can
it
manage.
is wild when
Yeah.
people do good stuff on programs that are like, no.
Because, like, it gets to a point where it's like, why not just use a different program that, like, you could maximize the potential of? I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just preference. I don't really understand.
I think
But-
the biggest reason is like what question would you say that your transition from whatever you said you've used stick nodes and you've used you've used pivot and before, right? I'm
Yeah.
assuming you used pivot before you did Flash, right?
No. And, like, that's what's funny. It's because I use Flash before everything else.
Wow. Okay, hold on.
Because, like, I used Flash back, like, first time in 2016, and then in 2017 to 2018, that's when I started trying pivot and stick nodes, because I always thought I was too bad for else.
Okay, you cut
So
out for a
I
second.
tried using pivot and stick nodes, and I realized it's, like, even harder.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, this is puppets, not drawing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was too used to the drawing aspect, so I kind of, like, was struggling there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually didn't, when I did animation, I didn't start in 2D. I started in 3D. My first animations ever were in Minimator.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I started off with Minecraft animations. Funny enough, there's a Minecraft animation out there that I made that is horrible, but I think it has over a few 100,000 views.
Oh my god.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere out there. I could probably find it, but I'm not today. But yeah, there's another. Oh, let me see. So you got this. We got the software questions. Let me see real quick. Another question, actually, that I have before we start going to the this or that section. What was one of the first, or the first, if you can remember, collab you ever participated in?
The first collab I ever participated in was this collab called the One Pose collab. I'm pretty sure. Weren't you in it?
I was not in the One Post collab, but I think
Oh,
I know.
really?
Wait,
I thought-
wait. Hold on. Let me see. Let me close these windows real quick. The One Pose collab?
Yeah. It wasn't.
see.
It wasn't very big.
Oh yeah, I was in that. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that was my first ever collab I ever joined.
Wow. Yeah,
It's just that no one really I didn't really know anyone at the time, so no one really recognized me.
Wow. Okay, I'm putting the link in Wednesday Warble. Anyone who wants to watch that can.
Yeah.
And that is the right one that I posted there, right?
Yeah, that is.
Cool. Wow. So that was the first collab you participated in. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
that was. What number was that for me? Because the first one I ever participated in that I was allowed to. Funny enough, the first one I auditioned for was Blues.
Oh, really?
The Saint Egypt one or whatever it was.
The Pharaoh's Tomb. Yeah.
The Pharaoh's Tomb. That's the one that I tried out for that, and I got a straight up no at the time because I wasn't a good animator at the time. So, yeah, that is interesting that we were both in one of the same collabs, and that was your first one. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, that was my first ever one. I remember I was just looking through the dojo back in like May of that year, and I was trying to look for collabs I could join. And then I found that, and I remember working on that I remember working on that pretty late because I was during quarantine, so my sleep schedule was all messed up. I was working on that till like 3-4 in the morning, and it felt really surreal at the time because I'm like, man, I'm actually participating in a collab,
That's really interesting. I'm gonna have to watch through that and find your part now. You know this, right?
Oh my god, it's so bad.
I just looked at mine. I still have the file for mine, and yeah, mine's bad too.
I think the thing is, most of my part got cut. Like there was like, there was
you tried pulling a Robbie, they said no.
Yeah, there was like 2 seconds of my part in total was I don't know, 5-6 seconds, and 4 of it was cut. So there's 6 frames of animation.
Okay, I got you. Let me see. Okay, with that being said, we're going to pop over to the this or that section. So the this or that section is a section where I will say two things. I will say one thing, and then I will say another thing. I will say this or that. You have to choose one of those things. However, what the context of what you're choosing is up to you. I don't. Okay, you're muted. I don't know if you told me.
Yeah,
you were
no,
going
I'm still
to do
here.
something.
I'm just.
Okay, just checking. So for example, if I were to say ball or square, you could say square because you hate squares,
Yeah.
right? Or you could say ball because you
shape
love
is-
balling. It's up to you between the two that you would want to go with. So we're gonna go ahead and start. So first and foremost, pose to pose or straight ahead.
Straight ahead all the way.
Oh, okay, okay.
That like that like for me that's a no-brainer. Straight ahead.
Okay, interesting. I'm actually okay. Hold on. What's the reasoning behind that? I'm curious.
It's just way faster for me at least. Like I don't know about other people, but for me at least, it's just way faster and more like it just makes more sense, you know? Because when you're animating straight ahead, it's so much more easier to put in a bunch more focus into like the actual animation itself and how it feels. Than pose to pose. Although to be fair, I feel like pose to pose is very useful in terms of like, you know, like actual full body animation in the industry. I know there's like breakdowns, cleanup and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, doing straight ahead when you have to stick to a specific. So it's that specific design is like. It's kind of like with stick figures, you don't have to usually worry about it because there's not enough detail that you have to remember these details, right? So.
That's
no,
that's mainly the reason why I say that.
Gotcha. Okay. So, collaboration hosting or collaboration participating.
I'd say, because that's a tough one because I'd say collaboration participation.
Interesting. So you would you prefer participation to hosting?
I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I do like hosting collabs. It's just that I see
Free
myself
fall. Yeah.
free fall. I just see myself participating way more than I host. You know, although don't like you can still host a collab and participate in that collab at the same time. So I feel like either or could work.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I get you. I remember when you were hosting free fall, and I was like, "Yo, let me make the thumbnail." I didn't really think you were going to say yes to that, at all. And then you said yeah, and I was like, "Oh, cool. Oh, hold on, let me code up."
I mean, I didn't really have anyone else to make a thumbnail, so I'm like, okay, sure.
Hey, let's go. We gotta keep the trend going. If you host for you,
Exactly.
wait, how many free falls? There's been 2, right?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, so if you do 3, I gotta pull it out of the bag because I've done 2 good ones. I'm gonna have to do the whole deal.
I'll let you know.
But yeah, so you prefer, but you do like participation better, you would say, between the two. I get you. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, so this one's a little bit copy and paste symbol lighting or bevel.
Wait, okay, so copy and paste symbol
Lighting or
or
shading.
bevel?
So doing lighting or shading with a symbol
So like manually doing it?
versus just putting a bevel on the character.
Because, not gonna lie, I avoid shading at all costs. So, I feel like, I mean, it depends on the situation. Like, I mean, I've used bevel before, but I don't know. I don't really use it to shade. I think I just manually shade stuff. So I think I'd have to go with manually.
Are you glad I shaded the Denver detonates animation?
Yeah. Because I would not know what I was doing.
I got you. Let's see. So, you know what? I will say, if anyone else has some this or that questions, feel free to throw them in a Wednesday Warble, and I'll say them, and we'll see how Lunsar answers. But I do have one for you. Shape tweens, or whatever the other one is.
Classic tween.
Thank you. Classic tween. Classic tween or shape tween?
Classic tween.
All the okay, interesting. I usually do shape tweens when I can, but why?
Really? I mean, I kind of just feel as if classic tweens, you're able to like, it's just way more easy manipulatable. Like, you know, like you can use it so much more effectively. Don't get me wrong, shape tween's good too, but like, it's very hard to control.
It is very hard to control because I will say the main reason I've done shape tweens was because while it is hard to control, I think for me it was quicker because I didn't like having a lot of symbols on my files. I used to like there were times where I would have it, but I used to have a lot because I thought you needed to, that I had to have them. But if I can get away with having the least number of symbols possible, I will do that.
I mean, I guess that's fair, yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, I get you. It's very interesting that you do prefer symbols in the sense. Question: do you name your symbols?
Yes.
You got a system.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Oh, here we go. Do you
Like,
fold your symbols?
I name my symbols, but like sometimes like whenever I'm working on like, you know, just a joke animation, I don't really care. Like, cause like I'm probably gonna open that file like once or twice and then just like close it.
I get you.
So I normally finish it quickly, but if I'm working on something like actually like a collab part, let's say, I try and name my symbols. But to be fair, I kind of don't go searching through my library a lot, so I feel like it doesn't really matter for me. But
I get that.
If I want to edit something, then that's normally when I try and name my symbols.
No, I get that. But yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. In that case, then, let's see. Okay, I think, let me see. Yep, that's the last, the this or that section. So now it's time for my favorite section of the Warble. By far the best section. Twist time. This is a section of the Warble where I will ask you, actually, before we get to twist time, hold on. There's a couple here that were offered. Hold on. I'm sorry, people. Let me see. So, oh, interesting. All right, question for you. Here's another this or that one. Action or character acting?
Character acting.
Really? Okay? I want the explanation on this one.
Because I'm gonna be honest. I always like feel so self-conscious in my like fighting animations. Like my doing stick fights is always a struggle for me. Like, and although people say like, oh, you know, this looks good, this looks really good, your quarter has gotten so much better. I just struggle. Like, I can't. I feel like it's way easier for me to do character animation than it is to do fight animations.
That is really, really interesting. I didn't know you preferred character animation between the two.
Because with action, like, I try not, like, with action or just fighting animations, that's just, like, where you'd see me restart the most. Like, if I were to screen share myself doing, like, an actual stick fight, you'd see me restart at least 5 times before I get the first hit.
Okay. I get that. I get that. I'm thinking, I guess it makes a lot more sense. Now I'm thinking you do have a lot more like Miranda, I hate you,
yeah.
like that one. Interesting. Okay. Let me just note that down for full density real quick. Okay. First character acting.
I'll definitely like. I feel like I've gotten better than I used to before. Like before, I literally just could not do it. I mean, I could, but it would just look really weird.
I got you. Oh, speaking of which, there might be a little project on full density that I'm going to be having you and Aisley collaborating on. So.
Oh, bet.
Yeah. But yeah, that is interesting. Okay, so with that, then yes, we get to the. Oh wait, there is one more. Would you rather have unlimited bacon, no video games, or games, unlimited games, no games?
You see, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't ask. I was like, I saw that question. I'm like, oh god,
You were happy I never said anything. You were like, oh, he's gonna miss it. He's gonna miss it. It's like, Lutzar, answer the question.
What if I didn't? Like, what would happen then?
Okay, let me just right click,
Like,
server mute, server def, and disconnect,
what if I doubled
timeout,
it past
kick,
the next
ban.
person? Oh, no.
Double pass the next person. So
Yeah.
that means I have to ask Atenna, would you rather have unlimited bacon and no video game? Just
It's okay. Take your time.
Take my time. Oh yeah. But anyway, we're speaking of so twist time. We're finally getting to it. Twist Time is the section of the Warble where I ask you questions that ain't got nothing to do with the topic of today. Ain't got nothing to do with it. So I got a question for you. First off, what are two of your favorite snacks?
Chips and cookies.
Chips and cookies. Okay. Well, what kind of chips though?
Like brand or just like
specific chip? What would like if you had to choose your favorite chip right now? What would you choose?
Like potato chip, just the regular potato chip. Like I don't know, that's just like
basic Lay's. I got you.
Yummy cookies and candy. Yeah, no.
That's you. So I gotta be honest. Chips and cookies is a wild combination. But what's favorite cookie?
Well, not together, of course, but like, come on, I get.
Oh no, confirmed. Right now, like, Lutzar eats cookies and chips together.
I don't eat them together. Like I love me. Okay, well, I know this isn't part of the question, but I love me some good Pringles. Like I love the Pringles original and then Chips Ahoy.
Bro,
just the regular chocolate chip.
Okay, I got you. No, bro out here, buddy. Cupcakes, and what is it? Cupcakes and coffee. Yeah, I see you now. But yeah, no,
Sweets and treats.
Sweets and treats, cakes and pies, cookies and candy. So the second part of this question actually has to do with the previous one. I'm pretty sure people will note that I've asked a similar question to this. Your favorite chip, Lay's, and your favorite cookie, Chips Ahoy. If the two of them got into a fight to the death, which would win?
Oh, wait. Okay, wait, can we swap out Lay's for Pringles?
Nah, you said Lay's, bro. Well, you said basic potato chips. You did say, no, you said potato chips. So I'll allow Pringles. You did say Pringles? Okay. I must have been laughing too much, my bad.
So, Pringles against Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy or Pringles, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Fight to the
like
death.
The fight of the century. I would actually pay money to see that. Like, okay. So, I feel like
Era has a good question. They would be outside of the packaging.
Okay, so Chip has a good build, meaning that like they can like easily maneuver in the fight. But I feel like Cookie's a tank. Cookie can literally hold their ground really well because like they're thick, you know. But like it's hard to say because I feel like Pringles outmaneuvers them in terms of speed and agility. So being that like Chip could like get an easy, you know, like can wrap around Chips Ahoy. I feel like that could be an easy dub for Chip.
Oh my goodness. I love that you took this so well.
Listen, that's my honest opinion though. Although I feel like Cookie could also clutch it up too, if they're so willing to, but I feel like it'd be like 60-40%.
Oh man. This is why I will say this particular battle. I will say it may take the top slot versus the first food battle we had, which was mint ice cream against plum, I think. So, no, I get you. I could see Pringles winning.
Yeah.
Would it be Pringles out of one of those cans that is like actually full, not like one of those ones that's like almost half empty?
Oh yeah, no, like the actual
old
like
Pringles.
The full Pringles can.
And Pringles before oversimplification, easily.
Oh wait, what? Sorry.
Pringles before the oversimplification of the logo, like OG Pringles.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I get you. Okay, cool. Speaking of which, if anyone would like to DM me some twist time questions, feel free to. I will decide whether or not I ask these. But that way you can ask these questions anonymously. But yeah, let me see. There's another twist time question. Can I go ahead and reveal something? Can I be honest with you right now?
For sure.
Every single question that I had for you today, I did not have written down but they were ones that I knew to ask. I'm going to be like, it's just there's a lot of times there's times when I'm fully prepared and there's times when I'm not, but I will say I think I've done pretty good today asking questions that were off.
I mean, I couldn't even tell that you were winging it. Like,
yeah, no,
so I feel like you did pretty good.
I get you. Oh, here's a good one. Sweaters or hoodies? Hoodies. Interesting. Okay. That's a good one.
Because hoodies have the hood, you know? And it's just
hood.
It's just like, come on, like, let's be real now. Like, if we're being real now, like, I feel like hoodies is just cooler. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. You do you.
Oh
Like, I
my
love me a good
goodness.
hoodie.
I got a good question for you. Hold on. I'm not sure if I'm reading all that, but let's see.
Depending on what this question is, I might know who exactly sent it.
Okay, let me see. So, you are at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the. Why'd you. What? You just. Why did you. Okay. You are at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the ceremony is to start. Earlier that day, you came across definite proof that your best friend's spouse to be is having an affair with the best man or maid of honor. And why are you copy pasting it? Oh, okay. And you catch them sneaking out of a room together looking disheveled. If you tell your friend about the affair, their day will be ruined, but you don't want them to marry a cheater. What do you do?
That. I gotta take in all of that information. Hold on.
You have a friend
let's pause
who's
on
getting
that real
married,
quick.
and you know
I
that the
knew
person
it,
they're
I
getting
knew it,
married
I
to is
knew
a
it was
cheater.
gonna-
That's it.
Okay.
Funny
I
part,
know he asked this.
it wasn't
you?
a tenna. It wasn't a tenna who asked
Really?
this. It actually
Okay.
wasn't.
How do I even begin to start answering this? Like, what is the scenario? Okay, whatever. So if I knew that their wife was cheating at the wedding, like an hour before it started,
You know for a fact that they're cheating with the best man or maid of honor.
because what would I do in that situation? Be like, hey, I think you're gonna need to call off this wedding that you've been planning for multiple weeks and maybe even months in advance. So, because that's my because then what am I supposed to do? I feel like I would probably tell them after, so this way before they get oh yeah, they do have an objection call.
Oh
I
yeah.
think, but then that's I don't want to be put on the spot because then I have to be roped into all this mess, you know.
That is true.
Because I actually have to physically stand up and object, and then that'd
You'd
be
ra-
embarrassing.
You'd rather do it if you could tell them anonymously, you'd rather do that.
Yeah.
I get you. Okay, I see you.
I'd probably tell them behind the scenes. I'd probably tell them just behind the scenes, I guess. Be just keep an eye out, I guess. I don't know. That's my best sense of no, I'm not.
Okay, I swear this person is copy pasting morally hard questions from a website right now. Hold on. They sent me 5 more of these. Would you do this or that? These are literally moral dilemmas. Oh man. But I do. So the next. Real quick, this or that. Yeah.
Wait.
This or that.
The words this or that?
This or that.
I think that.
You think that? Why not this?
Yeah. I feel like this is just a word that's kind of harder to say, I guess. I mean, that comes off the tongue way more easier, so...
Bro didn't even
this
bring
is,
up those.
I feel like this is definitely more of a weirder word. No offense to this fan base, but I feel like that fans needs to rise up. The word that fans.
That fans.
Because I'm going to mean that. Because that, it's just a word that just comes off the tongue easy.
That is the one.
Exactly.
This is that. So, no. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do. Why did I get a message from a business person? Okay. Oh, right. Projects. What was the thing? Right. So, there's a bunch more moral dilemmas. Which one's the shortest? All right. Here's one. Okay, I'm done, Lamau. What about that one? How do you feel?
What?
Okay, I'm done, Lamau.
That okay.
That's a hard question. not gonna lie.
Which opposed to?
Ain't no way. Hold on, bro. This person. Okay. I said they sent me several different moral dilemmas, right? And they said, "Okay, I'm done." At the end of it, They just sent me another one on their alt. Ain't
They're done
no
on that
way,
account.
bro. Wimble, we're not doing this again. No, I did not say bad word, Wimble. Shut up. Anyway, but
It
yeah,
was silent.
the A was silent. Yeah, no, I said Lamo. Anyway. But yeah, no, I think that is it. So, with the twist time questions over, no, I'm not. Wait. Okay. Okay, so between Gur and Knee, which is your preference?
Oh. I mean, I feel like. I feel like. I feel like.
Somebody submitted
I
this.
think I have
Yes.
to go with knee because, it carries my entire body. Literally, I have two of them. So, and like just like Gur, what happens is like, it's mainly comes from like wild animals that are going to attack me. So I don't like that. So I think I'd have to go with knee.
Yeah, I get you. Gurs are very hostile, but Knee is
Yeah.
supportive. Gur is hostile. I get you.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
Let me see. In that case, moving on to the next section of the Warble. This section is the one and only plug. In this moment, you can feel free to advertise anything and everything you'd like to. So it could be yourself, it could be a friend's channel, anything you want. What would you like to advertise real quick? What would you like to plug?
Okay. Subscribe.
To the Warble? Wait, to what?
That's open-ended. That's for everyone. That's for everyone.
Ain't no way, bro.
Just
Made a
subscribe.
choose your own adventure. With a plug.
Exactly. Like, subscribe to who? We'll never know.
Oh man, it's Diary of a Wimpy Kid with that fill in the blanks version that they made.
Exactly. Like, choose your own adventure. Like you guys get to make your own destiny on who you subscribe to.
Subscribing is an RPG game. We're just saying.
Exactly.
And I get you. Awesome. But yeah, with that, before we go to the last section, the Warble, since those of you who have made it to the end of the Warble, I will give you a bit of special news, special info, stuff that's going on. So first and foremost, next week's Wednesday Warble interview canceled, so I'm gonna have to figure out somebody else. They said I suck. They hate me. They're really angry. No, I'm joking. But
Can I interject real quick?
Yes, you can interject real quick. Go ahead.
I just thought it was really funny. You were building it up. Like, the next Wednesday Warble is canceled.
It's like, so
That's the energy.
my boy, I'm so glad to tell you that your leg is broken. I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
It is snapped in half and not in a good when it heals, it's going to heal awkwardly. I don't know what to tell you.
It's going to heal and break again.
But yeah, no, the next week's Wednesday Warble interview is going to be a return guest, Hatena360. Yeah, Hatena's going to be coming back for a return episode in the second season. Were you preparing that series of emotes for just... Bro, copy pasted. Let's go.
Oh, brother.
This
that
guy
stinks.
But yeah, no, but yeah, Hatena will be next week's interview, which, I hope y'all are excited for. And I believe the topic is actually going to be more animation centered with a little extra thing that you will have to wait till this weekend to know about. In regards to other news of the server, as you well know, there's full density. If you know anybody or if you yourself can help donate to the Patreon, that is extremely helpful. The link is, I can repost the link real quick, just for people to have. But aside from that, though, there is also some big news. The official release date for the first episode, at least the scheduled episode, for the next season of Space and Dice is going to be, I believe, the 22nd of September. So, and there's going to be a trailer released that I have been working on for a while that hopefully you guys will like to see the animation of. I worked really hard on it, but I will be releasing a video for that. But yeah, the 22nd of September will be session 1. The recording will be posted. Ink on Toast is in there, yes. And I will be releasing, actually, just for the heck of it, I'll go ahead and tell everybody the players. We have Ink on Toast, Zeppelin X, Roseheart, who is actually in the Little Buddy Saga as well, and Carmio. So we got some OGs, we got some good ones. But yeah, I hope y'all are looking forward to that because yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. And here is the Patreon. For full density. Lone Star's on full density. Look at him, he's full density.
Yes, that is me.
That is him. That is the one. Space and Dice. Like cookies and candy. Oh man. More like cream betweens, am I right? No. Anyway. You looking for cookies. Anyway, but yeah, I believe news-wise, that is it. We're trying, the Warble should be continuing once again. As like scheduled. But yeah, I actually have some pretty big names as well planned for the future. So yeah, Cream Betweens is a literal cookie ink. It's Oreo.
Yeah, I'm putting it up. I'm trying to get it to you.
Yeah, get the image. But yeah, Cream Betweens. There it is. Cream Between. But anyway, not sponsored by Oreo, by the way. But yeah, that's the only news that I've got. So that brings us to the after show of the Wednesday Warble. And I think the best and most important question of the Warble, especially of the after show is how are you doing, Lunsar?
We could go with let's go with a medium good.
Okay, medium good. Okay, I see it. It's like not horrible, but also not like bad. You're not doing bad, but you're not doing.
I mean, yeah, it's like I'm decent. Like I'm all right.
Yeah, you're chill. You're vibing.
Like yeah, like I'm not like suffering. Yeah, Wimble perfectly encapsulated it.
You're Lunsar. Yeah, you're Lunsar. Right now, you're just Lunsar. Yet.
What does the yet mean?
The yet. I have 13 hours worth of animation. I need you to get done for $20 a day. Underpaid. Let's go. Now full density is a studio. Now it is. Anyway.
Let's go.
Studio. Anyway. But no, I'm glad you're doing all right. But yeah, this is the after show section. I do have a question for you, Lunsar. How long do you think we were on this? How long do you think the recording is as of right now? If you had to guess.
54 minutes.
You looked at the time, didn't you?
I mean, we started recording at like 10:05 my time,
right?
And now it's 10:59.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it has been 52 minutes and 50 seconds as of right now. 52. Just hit 52. But yeah, no, it actually was really cool having you on here today. I feel like the Warble kind of got back its old energy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it started as a very chill thing. And actually, yeah, it's going to be very interesting having Hatena back next week because Hatena was technically episode 6, but he was also the first recorded episode. So, yeah.
He's an OG.
He's an OG. He's an OG. We're gonna have Hatena once per season.
Day one.
But yeah, the first real one. But yeah, I think today was a good Warble. We got good length on the video to it. But yeah, be prepared for the stuff coming up. I'm really looking forward to getting this stuff going. Just can't stand people with W's in their name. Lunswar.
Wog.
Oh, there was one thing. So I'm actually planning on ending the Warble right about here, but there is one thing, Lunsar, that I have to ask you to do. If you could for us, please.
Go right away.
Please. Baltimore Barber.
Babe boy say he wanna get his yum yum jiggle snack up eating up up on C's. Babe boy say jittle line my jittle you until I sneeble snap up ends. But I let you snacks. You wanna see the outline spot my snacks? But no cut on a snap uppins. Do not snap uppins. Who snap a guy since? Do not snap a guy since. Who snap a guy and snap a guy since. You know my face. You know you didn't. Is that all you wanted?
We gotta get what with the singing, bro.
Oh, I don't know the singing. It's like
Ball snuggaloogan.
Dude, I realized I needed more breath in between that, like, in between that spiel. Like I was like running out of breath, and I'm like, oh god.
Oh man. Oh, that's wild. I've been holding back asking for that till the end of the Warble. That's oh man.
That's like a publicity stunt.
Get out of my face.
Get
Oh
out of
man.
my face.
Anyway, thank you, Loonsar, for showing up to today's Warble. It was a really good one. And thank you everybody else, everyone who came to today's Warble, who came to listen to it. I know it was much later than I usually do the Warbles, but you know these Warble times are supposed to be pretty malleable for different people, and we had actually a good number. I'm glad. To me, more than 3 people is like a really good, like, successful day. But even if it's only one person, like I'll do these Warbles even if it's just me and the person I'm interviewing. But yeah, nah. Anyway, thank you everybody. If you want to see the Warbles, they are uploaded on the Wednesday Warble channel, which you can actually just look up the Wednesday Warble. It's crazy to me how you can look it up and it just pops up now. So yeah, they are fully fighting in the chat right now. But yeah,
they're scrapping.
I will say, oh, speaking of which, we need a petition. There's a person that I want to get on a Warble, that I really, really want to get on a Warble. But I have been stopped at every turn.
John Cena.
Oh, if I could. No. Actually, no, there's 2 people. One of them I don't think will ever happen, but if I could get them, it would be wild. But the other person, the one that's more believable, I will tell you, is the person that I'd like to get is Gilded Guy. I want to get our Golden Warrior on a Warble episode, which I do think is possible. Mainly because he showed up for an episode. He was listening in on Hyun's.
Oh.
Yeah, he was here during Hyun's.
Yeah, get that guy in here. Come on, get that guy in here.
The thing is, you can't DM him and you can't friend request him. So.
Oh. I know a guy.
You know a guy. Oh man, but yeah, it's like, but yeah, I do want to see if I could get Gilded on an interview. That would be super awesome. The other person that I don't see ever happening but would like to try is Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy?
Because he used to animate. He used to be on Newgrounds, bro. So
that
it's
is
like.
True about... Here, I'll put in a quick word. Like, I know he used to be in the community, but getting a hold of him is gonna be.
I know, it's a challenge. But if I could get Soldier Boy, I was like, yo, so you used to be on Newgrounds, right? And just like, I could imagine him being like, how you know about that? Like, bro.
It's like the gif of the dad turning to his son while the background turns black.
Yeah, it's just like, what? How do you, like, oh man, but that would be wild. But yeah, that would be an unbelievable one. But yeah, with that being said, again, thank you everybody for coming to the Warble. I hope you had a good time. Let me get rid of the background music and get the special music. The special music, the good music. The outro music. So yeah, when I play the music, the recording will have ended, just so you know. So say farewell, say goodbye, do it. Say goodbye everybody.
Bye.
Say it. Say it.
Everything and everyone is on the table. There's so much to do, it's hard to put a label on